Yea, I call thee forth, Trantor.
That's why.
You know, you people with no hair think that you can run the show. But I'm here to say, I have hair, and I have an opinion.
That whole story was better than this movie.
Unfortunately, yes.
Hey, welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John.
Cobra.
I'm Ben.
Today we're doing a podcast for a donator. He suggested that we do Ernest Scared Stupid. Is this a horror movie?
No.
You
this
got
is
it
a horrible
wrong.
movie.
This is Nickelodeon.
Look,
Afraid of the Dark.
we appreciate the money. We're grateful. But holy...
Can we give him his $20 back? To not like this movie?
When I was 8 years old, this movie was absolutely the best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you hit on it.
exactly.
It's like
8 to 10
like
years
a
old.
Are You Afraid of the Dark
That's
episode.
what it was.
But I'm gonna say this, and I know that I say this on a lot of podcasts. This movie was stole from Troll 2.
Are you? What? When do you ever say that? I thought you were gonna go with this movie doesn't have boobs. I
This
thought that's where
movie
you were going.
Does not have boobs, but this
Doesn't
movie.
feel up the 11-year-old's boobs.
By the way, this movie has a 5.7 rating
Yeah, so
on
whoever
IMDb.
Whoever
which
that
is
is a fucking
generous,
asshole.
very fucking generous.
Whoever's
This
rating
movie
is
does
high.
not have boobs. That's fine. It's PG-13. I didn't
It's
expect boobs.
PG-13,
But
really?
this movie
These
ripped
kids are
off
8
from
in this
Troll.
movie.
One of those trolls looks like the one main weird face from Troll
Yeah,
2.
True.
Did you notice who the black
That's
lady
the old
was?
Catwoman. That's Eartha
also
Kitt.
Mother Abigail from The Stand.
Oh yeah.
She also looked like Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future with that crazy hair.
Oh yeah.
Her hair was bizarre.
So the opening of this movie, I haven't seen this since I was like 10. So when I
never
saw the
was.
opening,
Did this movie disappoint you?
when I was like 10, I thought this was all right. So I haven't seen it in like what, 15 years, 20, 30, however old I am. I don't know how old I am.
You're pretty old.
30 or 40, I'm not sure.
You're at least 29, right?
I think I'm 29. That sounds right.
I'm old.
I'll go
Close
29.
enough. You're way old.
The opening of this is a bunch of like clips from public domain horror movies like Nosferatu and The Brain That Wouldn't Die, and I'm like, maybe this is better than I remembered because I really liked the opening, but quickly
And the blood dripping off the credits
It
as
took-
they were...
it took 5 seconds for this hope of mine to disappear because the opening scene is this little kid running for her life, laughing her ass off as this troll chases her. She's saying, no, please don't kill me, but she's laughing, and I'm like, this is what we're gonna get. They can't find a child actor that can keep a straight face.
I'm sorry, these were the ugliest child actors.
Look
Okay.
at this St. Pauli girl. They're everywhere. How hot is she?
That's what I
Let's
was
talk
saying.
about that again.
Let's talk about anything but this movie. Anything but. He's-
Jim Varner,
Jim Varner.
who's Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Jed Clampett.
Jed Clampett.
Well, they throw a troll into the dirt, and they're like talking about how they're gonna put a tree over top of him to mark where he's at and keep him dead. I believe the troll says something like, "When the face of death covers the moon, something blah 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 blah." Because I stopped listening when I heard that.
What does that mean?
You tell me.
Nostradamus.
I'll tell you what it means.
What's it mean? What's the face of death that covers the moon?
The face of death is Hitler.
I was gonna say a 1982 smut film, but
I would rather watch a 1982 smut film
Faces
than this.
of Death.
Well, if you
Oh,
would,
how dare those?
if you'd rather talk about
For that
something else
75-cent wood
other
piece.
than this movie,
Okay.
there is a scene where Ernest gets pulled over by the cops, and Ernest gets out of the vehicle.
He'd be
Cobra,
shot, right?
would you mind sharing the story of what
God
happens
damn you!
when you get out of a vehicle and you're pulled over?
Oh my,
The
no,
ver-
you didn't.
I was 16,
Oh no.
and I was taking back to his house, and I had turned left right by the bank, and I was going up that road. I had a burnt headlight.
Oh, that's what it was.
Okay, so the guy pulls me over, and I proceed. I'm nervous. I'm scared to death. This is the first time I've ever been pulled over. I'm 16.
Okay.
I proceed to get out of my car.
No,
And the guy is like, "Sir, get back in your vehicle." And I'm like, "Oh!" I'm like, just so scared. I shut the door.
If this was today's cops, you would have been shot.
Yeah, you would have been shot.
And he comes to the thing, and he's like,
He tried to kill us.
"Your right headlight is burned. Can you please get it fixed in the next 5 days? And he gives me a ticket, and I'm
warning,
like, oh my god, I almost got murdered just stepping out of my vehicle. Like, you had a burned headlight, sir. I was
Trying
like,
to get out of the car and talk to the cops.
I was just,
But why they pulled him over?
oh,
my
so scared.
Oh, the girl was reading the story of the troll, right? And there was a fat bully with a mullet.
He has a
So
mullet,
sweet,
yeah.
Mom.
And what are their names? The Murdochs. They're the O'Doyles of this movie.
Yeah, and their dad is the
Doyle
mayor.
rules.
Yeah.
Their dad the mayor?
Yeah, their dad's the mayor.
He's something.
Everybody is something.
Yeah.
These parents are fucking stupid. They're like so worried about their garbage getting picked up when their kids are missing. So we cut to Ernest. Ernest is the garbage man for this town, and he's got.
What can you say about Ernest?
What is Ernest?
I do have a question.
Is he a schizophrenic pedophile? What is he?
Yeah,
Jim Carrey.
he loves kids. He is a fucking...
You brought up Jim Carrey too. Okay, I want to
Jim
go back.
Carrey.
This is what I thought in the car because I was thinking of things to say to this. I thought
Is he the first?
I
Jim
want to go
Carrey?
back to my 8-year-old self and slap myself in the face and say,
Exactly.
Forever.
listen to me. Ernest is a rubber-faced, mentally incapacitated pedophile. He's not funny.
He's 6 different figures when he's like,
He's
I'm the colonel with a mustache and...
Would we look at this in the same light if Chris Hansen
showed up.
hadn't shown up when he did?
If Chris
Okay, yeah, I got you. I got
Ernest
you.
would be
Like,
in jail
is
for
this
the
a
rest of
product
his life.
what we
In the
society
This
we
movie
live
would
in
have
now?
never came out because Ernest would be in jail for his life.
Yeah,
Bingo.
but is it
In the early
society
1990s,
today?
a mentally handicapped man could hang
You
out
know?
with your kids all the way till dusk.
Yeah, now you automatically think he's gonna molest them.
Absolutely. I thought the whole movie, I'm like, he's a pedophile. He's a pedophile. He's a pedophile.
That's
I'm like,
exactly what
and
I
I'm like,
thought.
that's not what he is. But it,
No,
nowadays,
yeah.
it just seems like that. So this movie loses just, it just
And it-
can't
And
hold up.
they show the scene at the very beginning that they say the bloodline of this individual gets stupider and stupider as time goes on. So I guess we're supposed to think that Ernest is the dumbest
Oh, wow, absolutely. It's not, they don't
human
let us down on
possible
that.
at this
No.
point. But he's our lovable
He
idiot.
somehow ends up in the back of his own garbage truck, and these
Because his
walls are
dog.
closing, and his
Because
dog is
of-
literally trying to kill him this whole movie.
Because
Rim Job is trying to kill him.
Rim job.
Is that his name?
Rim shot.
Rim
Job.
shot.
We're gonna call him Rim Job on the episode. Rim Job hits a button and gets
I
Ernest.
just have rim shots an asshole, and I'm like, no, wait a minute, rim shot's awesome. He's
Rim
trying to
Shot's-
kill this dickhead.
He's trying to.
Can we call him Rim Job?
He must know how to operate a truck because Ernest is yelling at him to pull the clutch.
At one point he's
And this is the
maneuvering,
first
like,
of 3 times
Is
that
that
Ernest
Spuds
should be
McKenzie?
dead in this movie.
No.
Is that Spuds McKenzie?
No, this poor
Absolutely.
dog.
Is that Spuds
You can tell this dog
McKenzie's-
didn't want to be there. This dog was embarrassed by this movie.
This is Rusty the Beagle.
So if Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has taught me anything, it's that if you get crushed in a garbage truck, you're gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, Ernest dies for the first of. Rimshot must be related to Lassie because he's
Rim
barking.
Job.
Rimjob must be related to Lassie because he's in the window going arf arf, and that kid's like, something's wrong, and they run over and open the garbage truck.
It's Timmy. Timmy's fell in the well.
And the door opens, and Ernest's feet are like at a weird angle above his head.
And not humanly possible.
Yeah. So we go to the cop's place, and they actually had a guy dressed in what looked like a Freddy Krueger shirt and fedora,
Yeah, it did.
watering the plants, and I'm like, cool. Again, I went back up. I'm like, okay, maybe they're gonna stick in a bunch of stuff I missed as a kid, and I'm gonna think if this is an adult horror fan as something. No, that's it. That's the last thing they do.
They stole the first girl that I believe gets taken by the troll and turned into a wooden doll. They
Poltergeist.
totally ripped it off from Poltergeist.
Yeah.
The whole looking under
That
the bed.
scared me when I was 8. That
Yeah,
freaked
exactly.
me out when I was 8.
The
It
first
ate-
years when you were 22 too.
No. Yeah, I was busy blowing a dude, and I looked up at the screen like, oh, that's startling.
I'm
And then I
glad you
continued
go
to blow
along
a
with
dude.
it so well.
Oh man. Okay, so Ernest thinks that driving a garbage truck puts him above the law.
Yes.
The cop then
He
pulls him.
works for this
Yeah,
the
he's like-
town.
He's like, I am above the law, and they pull him over. The cop pulls up to the
That's a good impression.
side of the truck, blocking traffic that's going the opposite direction, to yell at Ernest to get out to this old woman's house. She's like an artist who collects garbage and makes sculptures.
Who
It's
is
Eartha
it?
Kitt from from Batman. It's Catwoman, the original Catwoman. Woman whose name I didn't write down because I just kept putting Catwoman.
I don't know her name.
Catwoman tells Ernest.
Her name is Mother.
Call her Mother Abigail.
I'm calling her Catwoman. You call her Mother Abigail. That's fine.
Her name wasn't even Abigail.
No, but she's the same.
Oh,
Nordstrom.
I don't
Alright.
care. Fine.
That might not
You
be
call her Nordstrom. You call
Is it Nordstrom?
Mother
Look it up in
Abigail.
your phone real quick.
Don't
I'll go
look it
with
up. I don't
Nordstrom.
care about this woman's name.
Look
I want to get
her
through
name
this.
up.
I don't
want
to talk about what her name is. She yells at Ernest, gives him the background of the troll,
She yells a lot.
and then tries to burn him alive with a torch.
As much as I appreciate the donation, fuck you, donor.
Yeah. I wonder what I forgot.
This will help us get more
Yeah.
donations.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
We greatly appreciate it. We're glad we have something to talk about. We are now introduced to the two kids from the beginning are there, and there's a third kid that I call Gap-Tooth Jones. He's got big old wiry glasses.
Gap-Tooth Jones.
Yeah. He was so bad that even in this movie filled with bad actors, they got rid of him first because they could not fucking stand him.
Wait, when you hear Blacktooth Jones, you
Gap-
hear white
Gap-Tooth!
When you think
I think of an old jazz singer.
when you think
Yeah.
of
Blacktooth Jones. Why am I looking up Eartha Kitt?
What is her character name in
Yeah.
Ernest?
Old
Scared
Lady
Stupid?
Hackmore.
Hackmore.
I said
Oh,
Norval.
that's Hackmore. Okay, Hackmore. That's all right.
There's nobody else of relevance.
The two bullies, one with a mullet, show up at a haunted house. These bullies remind me of the bullies from It because of the way that they kicked over that dam. They're like,
Kick the fucking rocks from
Yeah.
the dam.
That's fine. You can make
Okay.
any comparison you
So
want.
the kid's
'cause
pissed.
this
He
is
goes to
fucking
Ernest, who's
bad.
fixing a truck with the world's worst jack.
I have
And
a question. Is that the truck from the original Leprechaun movie?
who knows? I think it's in all the Ernest movies.
Believe it
Directed
or
by
not,
the same guy,
I
by the
picked
way,
this
John
up.
Cherry. I saw John Cherry.
The
It
third.
sounded familiar.
75
I look it up,
times.
and it's all Ernest or Vern movies.
Yeah.
And
his
Vern
name-
wasn't brought up in this one,
No.
which is surprising.
You know what I mean, Bert?
He brought.
This is when Ernest tells the story of Botswana. The Ottoman Empire is going up against Botswana.
Oh yeah, Ernest.
And
is that
Ernest
character that's
starts
weird...
being 15 people. He's
Is that what he's?
the last thing he says after the jack hits the car, which shatters the glass after it shatters. The last thing he says is he's dressed as a woman and he goes, "Does anybody else smell fish?"
Ew.
Did you catch that too?
What is he talking about?
Her pussy.
Well, obviously.
It's gotta be. So why is it in there? What the fuck?
That's funny. Ernest gets an extra point for that alone.
So they're looking around for a tree to put a treehouse in. We get a
They're
bird
the
shit
fastest-
joke.
They're the
That
fastest.
bird shit falls right in his face. What?
You
I
lick,
guess it's
you lick bird shit
You
one time.
shut up. It was for $2.
So they come across this clearing. It's got fog. They're like, let's go in there. So they're doing.
This movie stole from Troll 2 so heavily, though.
It did. It
It
did.
did.
You know what though? The trolls look better. The original troll looks better. Oh, the other trolls do not.
Yeah,
Did
they
you
look.
catch?
The original troll looks good.
looks good, and the other trolls look like they're from Troll 2.
They blew all their budget on the original troll.
Yeah.
There's a treehouse building montage. So there's a giant fish at the front of the tree. Of course there is.
Can we call it Tuna Gigantic?
Is that the
Why
fish that
not?
smelled?
No, there's so many fish in this movie.
What?
This is
I don't
Cod
know.
Daniels. Can we call him Cod Daniels?
The fish is only in it for 1 second. I just brought it up because
His
it's a
name
redneck
is Cod
movie.
Daniels
remember
before
the
he
fish.
died.
There's no fish name. There's no fish name. It's not
Cod
named anything.
Daniels is his name.
Where'd you get that name?
It's fine. Cod
What?
Daniels. That sounds like a human. That's fine. That's a
Oh,
fish.
so it's funny because you gave a human's name to a dead fish.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, right? No?
What?
Cod Daniels. You can believe that was a character. Cod Daniels. Thank you. I'm very...
Okay, and that's the last time that we see Cod Daniels. I don't know why I brought it up. Okay.
There you go. Bringing
Nice
up
acting.
nonsensical points.
How does Catwoman know about this? Is she 150
What movie
years
are we
old?
still talking about? Ernest.
Saves
Okay.
Christmas.
How does Catwoman
Ernest?
know about
That
this
was the
curse?
only movie on Netflix. I looked up Ernest Scared Stupid. Wasn't
Ernest.
on there, but Ernest Saves Christmas was on there. I was gonna watch that and give a review of that way. You guys can give a review of it.
I don't remember that. There was reindeer. Okay.
I remember Ernest goes to camp.
I remember that too.
I remember the turtles with the little parachute packs on their back. I'm scared, Sarge. And the other turtle goes, "We're all scared, son."
Do they really talk?
You don't? Yes. You don't remember that?
Turtles talk?
Yes.
Were they
I
Ninja
remember
Turtles?
that. I remember that.
Yes.
And there's a runaway
Was it a
lawnmower.
subtitle?
That's the two things I remember.
Because I don't think they normally speak.
Oh, it was subtitles.
Okay.
Ernest got bent in half in this movie. Nothing's
I
real.
know.
This is a make-believe land. Catwoman is
Maybe
150 years old, okay? So she's yelling at Ernest. Ernest chases her off to go talk about property lines and whatnot. And meanwhile, the kids are being attacked by O'Doyle and his brother. And
Doyle rules.
They throw pizza
where do they get all this pizza?
with this terrible movie that you made us watch.
Speaking the mic again.
We're
I
gonna
always
get-
speak the mic.
We're gonna get mass donation after this.
Yeah, people are gonna be like, "Oh, good, I want him to call me that,
Wait,
please."
we're gonna get Mastination? What's Mastination? That sounds fun.
That's-
Masturbation.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna get
get
a lot of masturbation after this?
What?
Donors will
What
give
is
you a
this?
reach around.
Thank you. That's what I
That'll
always
help
wanted.
keep the server up. Reach arounds.
It'll keep my bunghole up.
Yeah, so the kids run away. Ernest comes back. They almost hit him with a slingshot. Then they run away because he tells the story of how he can resurrect the troll. This woman who is so terrified and petrified of this, who knows Ernest, tells Ernest exactly what not to say when he puts his hand on the tree.
Is she a good person or a bad person?
She's an idiot.
I thought, halfway through, I kept thinking
She was like trying to help and then like keeping away at times, it seemed. It was
Yes.
like, what
At
are
the
you-
very end when she's
thought
like,
the
he
same
doesn't
thing.
know what to do.
Dude.
Tell him!
Yeah, then
Tell
she
him!
did
Tell
that.
him!
That's
Conventional
when she
love
came back
and
to helping.
unconditional shit.
Whoa! I just looked.
What?
You made that box in 7th grade shop class?
I did. There's
What'd
a
you get
knot
on that?
sanded. I got a D. There's a knot.
D?
sanded-
Wow!
I'll tell you why. There's a knot sanded out that I sanded out on purpose because it was ugly.
You know what's funny? I fucking got a B on my box.
Wow, I'm gonna
Funny,
tell
that
you my
upsets
story
me.
next time.
Wait a minute, this might sound bad. But anyways, she was the first one in my class who had titties.
Boobs.
Yes!
He said titties, I like that. Leave that in.
She didn't have a finished product for the class. So I gave her mine that I got a B on, she got an A on. Because
You
she had
get-
tits!
Listen, I'll tell you about my box. I said, I walked up there with my finished
Tell you about
product.
my box.
My finished product. I said, this is probably, like, I had missed a lot of
What?
days. So I had been copying off all the girls. I had been copying. But I had one of
Why
the girls.
the girls?
I had one of the girls, because they were better at this. They took better instructions about what to do. And the girls, I had one of the girls, like, put that glossy coat. What is that called? On my
I
box.
don't know.
What is that? I don't know what it's called. She put that glossy coat on my
Wait,
box.
something.
And I walked up to
It's glossy coat on
and
my
I was
box.
like, he's like, what do you think you deserve on this? And it looked kind of good. It looked pretty good. It was a natural. I didn't go with the oak.
Natural glossy
I didn't
coat.
go with the oak or the Chevelle or whatever there was. I went the natural look, and he liked my glossy coat. And I said, this is probably...
He liked my glossy coat.
I said, this is probably a B, maybe B plus. And he goes, you know what? This is an A minus.
What?
A minus I got in my box for that glossy coat. I didn't even know who
I
it
got
was.
an A minus because of that glossy coat.
I don't know who
on
put
my
that
box.
glossy coat on my box, but it was worth an A. I said, this is a B, maybe a B plus, and he looked at me and goes, this is an A minus. I'm sorry my box was better than you guys'. I can't help that.
I'm
Cobra's
sorry.
box was the king shit. Are we still talking about Ernest?
We're still talking about Ernest.
Holy fuck. Okay. I gotta focus and find my notes.
Your box got a glistening.
It did, and it was worth an A- instead of a B or a B+.
So Ernest scares the kids away. The troll comes out. He makes a Keebler joke. I did. I caught the clever
These
Keebler
jokes
joke.
are so bad
Oh,
in this.
he knocks the garbage can over. There's milk in it.
No, it's Miak.
No, the Miak is something different.
He doesn't.
It is.
No, he knocks an ice cream.
Don't ruin the only joke in this movie.
He knocks an ice cream.
No, it's milk. It's milk because I put. Why did they bring milk with them?
It's milk.
When
What?
he falls and
Cartons
gets
of milk.
killed.
Cartons of milk leak out.
No.
Maybe there's ice
No.
cream.
Ice cream on his face.
No, it's milk.
He
Ice
gets
cream on his
ice
face.
cream on his face in
That
this scene.
glistening shine
That's
on
later.
His face.
No, the glistening shine comes later in the movie. Okay.
What is it? The full Monty?
I'd be more afraid of child abductors than trolls.
Yes, Chris Hansen.
So why does
What are you doing?
what does he? Yeah. What do you?
Why are you
Have a seat,
here?
Ernest. Have a seat.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
This movie is retarded. Can I say that? Stupid.
It is retarded. It is retarded.
I can say that, I think, right?
When you look at the intelligence of other movies, this
This
one
movie
is
is
far
retarded.
below.
Never go.
Okay.
This is
Why
a-
is this troll making these people into dolls? What is that about?
You tell me.
I don't know. Why does he flash red
Oh.
when he turns them into trolls? Is it
And
just-
then they stick him into like the tree, and they get
I
like
have,
a
this is more,
sappy
this
goo,
one I have
but
is
for
more
no
convincing than the
reason.
Goblin and Troll 2. It's better than that. So
Is
Catwoman,
it though? Troll 2 is
No,
much
no, no. The
better.
movie's better. Troll 2 is better, but the Goblin, the
Effects?
Goblins don't look as good as this. There are two things I like
well,
about
not
this
wearing
movie.
that sack they wore in that
No,
fucking movie.
No, but there are only two things I like about this movie: the effects on the original Troll, which look good and probably work, since this movie had to be for 8-year-olds. It was probably frightening to 5 to 8-year-olds.
Yeah, they did have
And
blood text
Then
at the
there's a
beginning of
joke
the
later
movie.
that I like, and those are the only two
Blood
things
text
I like.
scares at least 5 to 8-year-olds. I think
Child
they say that.
molesters will scare any 5-year-old.
Yeah, except the ones in this movie. They're more afraid of trolls than Ernest.
Sure.
That
Makes sense.
one kid is portrayed to be like the next James Vanderbeek.
What?
He's
The
got
one-
the bowl cut.
Yeah, he's got the
Oh,
full
okay,
gut.
okay.
He's always smiling, like
Yeah.
grinning ear to ear in every scene.
That's what I'm saying. Ugliest kid's alive. The ugliest
Yeah, he's
actor's
not-
alive.
Where did this kid go? Probably the dentist after this movie, because I can't imagine where he
Oh,
went.
man,
He's
wow.
terrible.
The dentist.
So Catwoman calls Ernest the Great Redneck Hope. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Ernest
Just
is like the most. He's like Michael Scott from Dunder Mifflin.
he's so much funnier,
Even more
though.
retarded though.
Yeah, it's too far.
It's way
It's
too
too
far.
far.
He's like,
Michael
yeah,
Scott's
you
fun.
know to act
This
stupid,
is-
but you take this to the extreme every time you're on screen.
So okay.
Ew.
He tells Ernest that he's the troll killer, he's the only guy who can do anything, blah blah blah. So he runs through town with a bullhorn, screaming at people. Again, when I was 8, this made me laugh
And
and laugh and laugh.
I'm not gonna lie
Last
to you, I
night-
fast forwarded a
1996.
little bit through this. This was only at like the 45-minute in this
No,
movie.
it wasn't that far. Because I have that
Was
written
it
down
even
2
earlier?
pages later. It was only 25 minutes into this movie.
Oh my god, I don't know where I had the 45-minute mark, but
I have
it
it
was slow.
because I looked at 45 minutes. I'm like, are you kidding?
What is going? Yeah,
Are you
what is
kidding?
going on this minute? This movie is 90+ minutes. Where the fuck is this coming from?
Okay,
Because
so Ernest
ugh.
is running through town. Again, when I was 8, this was hilarious. Now I'm like annoyed. I'm like, somebody stop him. Somebody shoot him. Somebody kill him.
Somebody Chris
End
Hansen.
him.
Something has to happen.
So he goes to the anti-troll shop where these 2 old people are. I don't know who they are. I don't care.
I don't remember this part.
He buys a bunch of trolls.
$1,000 worth of troll stuff.
What?
There's an
Troll
old
scent, troll.
there's an old guy with his tongue hanging out. He's
Troll
like,
scent.
wagging it
Is
around.
it glistening?
It's like Old Spice, but it's
Yeah.
old troll.
Yeah.
Old
Old
troll.
He gets a trap that made me laugh later in the movie. It's like a garbage can that says "Free Children."
On
Yeah.
the side of it, yeah. To lure the troll
Exactly. That's
Okay.
who Chris Hansen would be
So
looking
the main
for.
kid's
Free children.
in. I'm surprised Jim Varner didn't end up in the bottom of it at the end of this movie.
the girl goes home. Her parents are throwing a Halloween party. All the kids are leaving. She's sitting in her room and they rip off Poltergeist.
This, we should mention, is a Halloween movie.
That's
the
kind of,
most
yeah,
part.
I agree
Yeah, I
with
guess
that.
it
It
is,
goes
yeah.
around
That's
Halloween
basically
time.
what it
Maybe
is.
we run this around Halloween time again
Yeah.
and see if we don't feel a little different about it.
I see that.
Absolutely not. There's not a
Thank
chance
you.
in hell.
I was just kidding.
Oh.
I can't wait wait to see your editing job on these 3 podcasts.
This is gonna be a tough one.
Oh my god, this is awful. I blame Wesley.
That's why you get paid the big bucks, though.
Wesley keeps us on track. He kind of does. He just gets in with his dominating voice. He's like, "Wah, wah, 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 wah."
This is true.
The one kid goes home after the girl gets stolen in her bed by the troll. The kid's outside, and he goes to his house, and he gets scared by the one kid, the fat Murdoch kid, who's in his boat. Is he just hanging out at this other kid's house's boat?
Yeah, he
I thought
was.
that was
Yeah.
weird.
The whole time.
And then his mom comes
Half-rapes
home,
him.
and he literally gets on his bike and leaves. This
so.
is terrible parenting. Terrible
Yes!
parenting.
The
And it
mom
only
comes home.
escalates. She's like, "Get back here." He's like, "No." She just stands there. Lets him go wherever he's going.
Where's he going?
Nobody
jumps on his
knows.
bicycle.
The parent doesn't
Okay.
know.
Then we go to Ernest putting up a trap where he is again killed. He's putting up a spiky trap, and he calls the dog ugly, so the dog refuses to give him a
Who? Rim
stick.
job.
Rimjob won't give him
He
the
tells
stick.
him,
So
Have
Ernest
my rim shot.
Ernest
job.
goes into a store to
Lick
get
my butthole.
chocolate because he's going to go hunting the troll. And the troll comes in, and we get Bud Light advertisements.
really?
I'm
Is
like,
it like moose head?
why is Bud Light...
It's moose and antlers above the rest.
Oh, not this. This
I didn't
is...
catch this.
There are Bud Light advertisements all over the place. I'm like, in a kid's movie? Well, that makes sense because it's a redneck kid movie. So, you know, you're drinking at the age of 7 when you're a redneck.
And that is the most redneck beer is Budweiser or Bud Light. That is a fact.
Okay, so now there's also a skateboarder who got abducted out of nowhere. I noticed they had 5 main kids. The 2 Murdochs, Gaptooth Jones, the other kid, and the little girl. So I wondered, that's the 5 that he's going to have to go after because he has to go after 5 kids. Instead, he just randomly abducts a skateboarder out of nowhere. Okay, so now we go to the police station and all these kids are missing and all these parents are dressed up in their Halloween costumes.
Yes!
This is so ridiculous.
They're having the Halloween party when
Their
half
kids
of
are
the
missing.
town's
Yeah.
kids are missing.
And they're like, and one guy goes, "My garbage hasn't been picked up since Wednesday."
For days. Yeah. Like what? Oh, these are the worst
My
parents
God.
ever.
And that, we are now 48 minutes into this movie.
Oh man.
Oh my God, we still have 43 minutes left, probably. What could
but
possibly happen?
God, why won't this end?
It's bad.
So now we have a Dunkin' Donuts advertisement.
I didn't
It is
catch
good.
that.
The free kid bin, Ernest, his sensor goes off from the free kid bin. He goes there and brings it. I'm thinking to myself, when he gets it to the cop station, whoever's in there should be arrested anyways for getting into a bin that says free kids, because I'm thinking it's an adult. But it's those 2 fat kids. I don't know why they both ended up in it. One of them got in and the other one thought they could get him out.
Is there really a sign that said free kids?
It said free
I
children.
did not see that.
And I'm like, if there's an adult in there, he needs to be arrested right now. Because the 2 kids are in the garbage truck, Ernest loses his job.
Yeah, he does.
It's nonsense. And
His union job.
he starts crying, and then his dog bites him, and he's like, "Ah, ah."
Rim job bites.
So it is, wait a minute, god damn it! He gets in his truck, not the garbage truck. How did he get to his truck? He drove the garbage truck all the way from the other side of town.
I'm not.
Fuck! He's in his truck, he's driving, and the troll comes out, and they have this dumbass fight where the truck's moving without anybody hitting the gas, and then the dog's driving the truck at one point, Rimjob's driving it,
That was ridiculous.
and the troll falls off the truck and starts pulling the truck back, and I'm looking around, I'm looking at the road, and I'm like, where the fuck are they? It's like a cave with like a path coming out of it, and then the troll gets hit, climbs up on top, starts stabbing the roof with a knife, and they hit him, and he's on. Oh, I can't even fucking. I don't know.
This movie is an atrocity. I can't say. I
think he
give his $20 back. I would erase this from my memory.
Ernest ends up in a tin can. He goes to fucking that Catwoman's house. She's got a giant fucking can opener for What would she ever need that for? And that's not how can openers work. You don't twist the side of the can with a can opener.
I don't remember that.
Every shot is just...
So they-
what was the budget on this thing?
$8.
I bet it was like
I have
6
$14
million.
million written for some
What?
unknown reason.
What?
I don't know what the hell that is.
14 million in this movie is
I'll
probably
look it
what I
up.
would gone.
Okay, so Catwoman then reads the rest of the book, and we find out that something M-I blank K will kill these things. And they do the only close to subtle joke in the entire movie where she's talking and he goes, Miak. I know where Miak's from. I can get me some Miak. And I was like, what's he talking about? And then later he brings Miak, and that joke makes sense and it's funny. That's the only one.
What's Miak?
It's just...
Milk!
No, Miak is not milk. Miak,
Really?
Miak is a thing from Switzerland or something. It doesn't matter because at this point I don't care.
You say this is the only funny joke.
It's the only funny joke.
It's not that funny, so
I
this
know it's not
movie
that
is
funny.
awful.
I know it's not that funny, but it was kind of...
Slightly over $14 million US.
How much was it worth? They're not going to admit it.
No,
That's
they
why.
won't admit it.
35 million went into this movie and they only made 14
Okay.
million.
It's this
Not a very good
weird
costume.
thing going on at the school. It's like a costume party, and they're all coming out getting judged on their costume.
Yeah.
Troll is standing on stage with them, apparently ready to also enter the competition. But then all of a sudden
What
he
does
just
he do?
attacks that kid.
Does he hack him?
I don't remember.
Does anyone die in this movie?
No, they all threaten that they're all gonna die, but nobody ever dies. So yeah, these kids are all missing, and these parents don't care because they're at the party
What is this?
at this high school, and the two old guys are selling fruit out of a box. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I don't know what's going
I don't
on.
know.
Who are we following here? These old parents at the dance? Because that's not where
I
my
don't
attention
know.
should be, I don't feel. in
Ernest
this movie.
shows up, he's got the Miak, and he throws it on him, but it doesn't do anything, and he gets ice cream all over his face.
And that's when they realize.
Yeah, they're like, oh, milk. Okay. Okay,
Because
so
he goes and gets the super sucker with
I think Rim Job gets turned into...
rim shot job. Oh, you're right, rim job.
You're now correcting me to do it right. Okay, Rim Shot gets turned
Job.
into a piece of wood.
Rim job.
Rim Job gets turned into a piece of wood, and we go to the store with the kids. They steal a bunch
Can
of
we
milk.
say that he's a dogwood?
I don't care. Go ahead. I don't care.
Isn't that funny?
Dogwood.
Laugh at it. There was
Okay.
nothing going on in this movie.
Ernest shows up in all the little pods that we forgot to mention because I don't fucking care. They're
Oh.
growing off this tree. They're all falling on the ground. There should be about 70 of these fucking trolls. Because he drops
And there's
every
like
single one.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are literally... How many pods
It's
fall
gotta
from
be
that
100.
tree?
There could be 100 on the tree.
A shit ton.
Yeah.
And what we get are 7.
Yeah, he's dropping all of them. And they come out of the ground. They're other trolls. And one of them's dressed like the Shredder. Some of them have, like, axes.
It's
and-
terrible.
They're in the store. The kids are in the store stealing stuff. And we get a Chex advertisement and a Super Soaker advertisement.
I saw the super soaker.
Okay. So Chex, Super Soaker, Bud Light, and Dunkin' Donuts are the
Ooh.
4 people that funded this movie, and God, do they wish they had their money back. I can't imagine. The town is full of idiots. They all show up to the tree, and we get... Nobody dies. It's just a bunch of trolls, like, throwing adults around.
Yeah, this is like a wrestling
Yeah.
sequence
There's
from
probably,
WWF.
there's probably 10 trolls. They're knocking on these... The trolls look like the goblins from Troll 2.
Troll 2 now.
These
yeah.
ones look bad. They look really bad. There's a 5-minute scene where Ernest runs around in a
Oh
circle.
my god, and then he jumps in the middle of the tree
And
and they
he-
smack each other.
Oh
and
God,
then-
it goes on
Oh,
forever.
it's still on.
So everybody learned that milk will kill these things, so they start shooting him with milk. And then, for whatever reason, the main troll goes into the ground again and starts talking about the evil demons. What is he talking about?
I have no idea.
He's like, evil demons make me strong.
The movie was at 75 minutes here. I feel like they needed like an extra additional 18 minutes.
Yeah,
and
why?
it was like,
What
eh.
was there any indication? I gotta try to be a little bit of a film critic here. Was there any indication that this troll had any other reason to exist except to capture the kids to get his kids born? Why are there demons turning him into something else? What
There's no
association?
Huh?
All that the demons do is put little wiggly worms and give him teeth. So now he looks exactly the same, except he's got things flopping around, and he's got giant teeth.
This movie's bad.
And then Ernest is still fighting off trolls, but he's still being schizophrenic and like turning into all these different
he's doing
people.
characters again.
Now's not the time for this. Ernest, basically, they're all dead. He kills all of them. He uses what I wrote down as a drone to dump some milk on one of the trolls. I was like,
Yeah, they
oh,
fly
a little
that
bit of
helicopter
foresight, yeah.
thing.
And then
So
he
weak.
comes down and everybody's clapping, and I'm like, hey, your kids are all still missing. Why are you all so happy?
Wood
He's
trolls
older.
will finger the shit out of you. That is a fact.
What?
Jesus.
Wood trolls.
Wood trolls will
They will
finger
finger
the
the shit out of you.
Oh, man.
I am all powerful. Milk won't kill me. I'm like, oh, fuck, who fucking cares? Who
You sound like
fucking
Jim Varney
cares?
there.
It's what?
And
It's
he
one
finally-
troll versus a town full of people.
He turns the last kid into a doll in front of his parents. His mom starts crying. His dad's like, oh, it's okay. I'm like, your kid's dead, you fucking asshole. Care, give a shit. And then the troll's like, now, Ernest, you die. And I'm like, please kill him. Please kill him. One of the parents looks like John Lithgow. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't get suckered into this. Ernest is trying to hit him with milk, and Catwoman whispers to John Lithgow, she's like, he doesn't know he needs to use uncompassionate love. Well, tell him, you asshole. Tell him.
What a terrible sequence in the movie.
Oh, we
It's
missed.
bad.
There was a sequence that told her this, that she figured this out, that was so dumb earlier. That girl gets out and she's like, I hate you, Mom. Well, I'm not too fond of you either. I love you. I love you too. I was so mad when I
That
saw
happened?
that. Yeah, it happened at the school. Or the kids, Catwoman is in the truck, she sees it and she's like, oh, unconditional love. So to do unconditional love, Ernest calls it cute, picks it up, spins it around and kisses it. And I was like, this isn't...
He goes,
I put, this isn't... Oh yeah, dude, go ahead. I put, this isn't unconditional love, this is a booty call. So that killed the troll. Earlier, Catwoman put 5 statues in the tree, and apparently she is 150 years old, because that's her sister or
I think she
something.
is.
Ernest is sad that his dog is not there. and
Rim job.
Rimjob shows up. Honestly, if I were Ernest, I'd be glad that asshole dog was dead. That dog tried to kill him no
in the
less than
garbage
3
truck.
times in this movie, but he's happy to see him. And Ernest and the dog are wrestling on the ground, and I'm like, are they having sex?
Rim
And
job.
Probably.
if you look at Catwoman's face, she looks up at the camera like, yeah, they're having sex.
I don't doubt that they are, honestly.
And that, that's the end. All right, Cobra. Give this movie the highest of recommendations. Go
This
ahead.
movie is at best a 1.5. It's
Oh,
bad
no.
the whole way
Oh,
through.
no.
You just get this. Is this the 3rd installment of the Ernest?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. His jokes get worse. He's not as funny. I didn't watch it when I was 10. Watching this as an adult is awful. Nothing holds up. Although they did have like the blood dripping from the text in the very opening credits. That just made me laugh. But yeah, this movie is ghastly. It's a 1.5, and there's really nothing good you can say about this movie except Jim Varner is awful.
That's a positive you can take from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Ben.
It's awful. I would give it a 2. I remember as a kid watching Ernest Goes to Camp and Ernest Saves Christmas. I do not remember this movie. It's atrocious. It's a Nickelodeon show. Are You Afraid of the Dark is basically. They had a lot of ugly kids with a lot of ugly bowl cuts. It's bad. Don't watch it.
Okay, I wrote down 2 out of 10, so I kind of feel like I should drop it a point, but I'll stick with it 2. I've seen worse. Not much, but
Can I ask what's worse?
Silent Night, Deadly Night 3 and My Bloody Valentine
Have you seen
3D.
that?
I think I saw the first two. I did
There-
not see
Need to
the
watch the
third.
third one.
I
It's
actually-
Bill Moseley at his worst.
You know what? I have to give this a 1. I'm changing my score. It's a 1. Because I was about to say that My Bloody Valentine 3D was worse, but it wasn't. It was not worse than this. This is bad.
This is
This is so bad. Is it so bad it's good? Nope.
Nope.
Nope. No, it's
It
not.
never comes back to that point.
No, it never comes around. You know what, though? If there are any 8-year-olds out there who are listening to this, and you have any attention span whatsoever, and you're not jaded and cynical like adults, this movie might be okay. It might be. But, I mean, if you're not an unjaded, uncynical 8-year-old, this movie is terrible.
If you don't know who Ernest is,
I mean, you
watch
know
this
who
movie.
Ernest is. I saw that. This is the one I saw the most as a kid. As a kid, I thought it was really a good mix of scary and funny. Like, when I was a kid, Ghostbusters scared the living bejesus out of me. I did not get the humor because I wasn't in... Can you imagine? Think about this. People are going to be like, oh, Ernest scared stupid. They're going to click on this, and they're like, I did not see that coming.
And they'll love it.
There's times that I go back to movies that I knew were bad when I was a kid, and when I watch them now, they made me laugh. Kind of like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. It makes me laugh because it's so ridiculous and out of control. But this isn't funny or ridiculous or well acted or well shot. There are times it looks like they sped up the film, which is really fucking weird.
wrote that down a few times.
Couldn't imagine that they didn't because this was so bad.
If they hadn't have sped up the film, this thing would be like 2 hours long.
Oh my god.
And I would not have watched it. I would have been like, here's your $20 back. But there you go. If you want to donate and be
I gotta drive.
ripped to shreds by Cobra, then you can do that.
I will rip everybody just to think they can watch awful
Here's
movies.
how it works. I'll explain it again. You go on facebook.com/horrorcasting. Make sure to like the page because you can find all the information for our show there. You can donate to the show, and if you donate, you'll get whatever episode you want from the archives. There's about 13 of them now because we already released one as a bonus. There's like Cabin in the Woods, the Halloween series, all that stuff. They're $1 a piece. The money goes towards keeping us up and running. Donate 10, we'll give you all of them. Donate 11, you'll get to pick a movie kind of like this person did. You want to pick a terrible one? We'll do it. We won't like it, but we'll do it. And Cobra will probably tear you a new asshole. But you can do that.
Will.
Yeah. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at Horrorcasting. You can email the show, let us know what you think at horrorcastings@gmail.com. Go on iTunes and give us a 5-star review. It would be very, very helpful to getting the show a little bit more recognition. And I think that's... Oh, we're on Stitcher.com also, which, by the way, I've never explained what Stitcher is. It's a radio app for your phone, and this comes in super clear on it. So if you don't have an iPhone, you can still listen to the show on it, which is neat for people who know anything about technology, which I don't. We'll be back next week with...
Cemetery Man.
Okay.
How do you not like Pontypool?
It's
All right.
not very good.
We'll find out later. Goodbye.